So, in the latest of dumbassery that I've seen with respect to public funding, there was a story surfacing about a kindergarten whose owner or shareholding company or whatever had bought a boat. Yes, I'll say that again. The kindergarten had bought a boat. You can't possibly make me argue, one way or the other, that any kindergarten you're running needs a boat. There's just no way on God's green earth that any kindergarten would need a boat. What do you need it for? It's a bunch of kids. They're 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, even 1-year-olds. What are you going to bring along all the kids on a boat? You're going to be responsible for their safety. But if something happens, you don't need a boat. If you want to teach and educate children in kindergarten about the marine life and about fish in the sea and about clams and, I don't know, oysters and whatever, kelp, whatever stuff that's in the ocean, you don't need to buy a boat. You can just bring him for a trip to the local aquarium. Or you can go down to the shore and have him look at water. That's what you can do. You don't need a boat. Now, this is pretty obvious. And so I'm not here to argue, like I said, pro or con this, because you all know how this goes. Somebody has the brilliant idea to start a kindergarten company, I guess, or a shareholding company, and build various kindergartens and hire daycare workers and whatever, and start this kindergarten organization, which is fine. And then they want to enrich themselves because they know that there are public kindergartens and that there are private kindergartens. And of course, if they're running a private kindergarten, they receive all of the funding, or they receive all of the surplus. And as such, if you're the CEO, if you're the leader of such a kindergarten company, you can withdraw dividends and salaries, etc. And you can buy stuff that the kindergarten needs, right? So what stuff does a kindergarten need? Well, toys for the children, tools to maintain the edifice and the building, other kindergarten, staff, food, etc. All those kinds of things. But it certainly doesn't need its own car. Or actually maybe it does, because sometimes, I'm assuming that sometimes some of the daycare workers may need to go to the store and do an errand or two. That's fine. But certainly not a boat. Here's the point, though. Irrespective of what these owners are saying, they are so screwed and so fucked when it comes to defending themselves, because no simple owner can justify the purchase. So this video isn't about litigating the kindergarten, because the litigation, the scrutiny, the public scrutiny was already done when this news story broke, when this news story leaked. This is about what you're going to say when you're caught with your pants down, because really you are. And when you are caught with your pants down, you can't hide away. You can't pretend like this didn't happen. You certainly can't lie and say that, oh, we needed this boat because we wanted to educate the children about how crabs, work. Nobody's going to buy that story. Oh, we needed to show children how a fishing rod works and how to go for a fishing trip. No one is going to buy that either. The only answer that people are going to buy is, yeah, well, we thought it was cool to have a boat. That's what I would say. I'm caught with my pants down, might just double down. Yeah, look like a cool thing to have. Yeah, we want a boat. Don't lie, because people already know what sort of a person you are. This is exactly like the CEO of a large contractor company who was confronted with the fact that this large contractor company, before it filed for bankruptcy and insolvency, had its own airplane, which is not normal for contractors. And when asked about the airplane, the former CEO of the defunct and the bankrupt company simply said, "Well, first we had an airplane and it was a little bit fun." You can't make this shit up. And so the lesson of the story is simply this. When you're caught with your pants down, just be honest and double down on what you really meant to do in the first place, because everyone knows. Now it's all up to you to maintain your proper form. If you want to learn more about persuasion and sales, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching or listening to this, and I'll see you there.